Its chairperson and vice chairperson.
I'm sure that within the ambit of the Constitution and within the ambit of the rules governing the elections, that the chair and vice chair of Region 10 will be sworn in and at the appropriate time when they conclude their elections. As you know, that is a process still ongoing.
Mr. President, as we approach this Christmas season, and I think this is the first time I'm seeing you since the attack on October 26th, could you maybe tell us a bit about the motive? We haven't been able to hear what may have been the motive behind the bombing.
I'm aware that they had a full press conference on this matter. As you know, the persons are charged, they're before the court, and that the case will determine more, and I'm waiting to execute whatever the court orders and whatever is required of me. But I believe very strongly that any person who committed a terrorist act in this country and that result in this case in the death of people, that they should be dealt with the most extreme hand of the law. And in this case, the law provides for the death penalty.
Are you satisfied that there are enough systems now in place to prevent a reoccurrence?
Listen, all over the world, you have wicked people and wicked architects of terrorism. So your system has to be consistently vigilant. Your system, you have to continuously build on your system, and that is what we're doing. We are, strengthening our system, building out our system, making it more responsive, more proactive, and with every investment, we make the threat less. So that is what we have to do: make the investment that minimize the threats.
Mr. President, it's another part of the newsroom. Recently, Azruddin Mohammed said that the extradition proceedings against him and his father could take at least 5 years or more. What are your comments on this?
Well, it's a very interesting question. When Azruddin Mohammed, you said, reported that the proceeding can take 5 years or more, I don't know why he believes he is in charge of the court. Making a definitive statement like this is concerning to me, and I'm sure it's concerning to the judiciary, because he is making a statement that is very bold, as if he is aware of a system that would deliver to him a certain result. And that is concerning for all of us, concerning for the judiciary, I'm sure, and concerning for me as president. So yes, it is of concern that he can be bold enough to make such a statement and be of the belief that he is in control of the judiciary to make such a conclusive statement. So I understand your question. But let me say that we believe that in due process, we believe that the Mohammeds must have due process. They are having that due process. But I want to remind you that it's not for the courts of Guyana or the magistrate to try this case. It is for the magistrate to determine that there is enough evidence that constitute a crime in the U.S. And for the extradition to take place based on that. And what we have seen so far is that all the documents relating to a crime being committed has been submitted to the court. And of course, we also have to remember that it is a jury, a grand jury, of I think 12 persons who would have concluded that there is enough evidence to determine the extradition. So the grand jury has already determined that. So I think that it's a simple proceeding, and we await, as we said, due process. But I'm sure that we are all aware that this is not the case is not for trial in Guyana, and we have seen that the grand jury would have already determined that there is enough evidence for the extradition to take place.
It's more than 3 weeks since there has been a leader of the since there's been the last parliament and the leader of the opposition selected. Are you concerned as president that this process seems to be going on for a while?
I don't know that the process is going on for a while. There are three branches of government: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. the legislature would, within the rules, I'm sure, constitute their meeting at the relevant time to have the leader of the opposition elected. That's in their domain. I think from what I've seen in the news, the speaker is traveling now, so you don't expect the speaker to convene a meeting whilst he's traveling or he's overseas. So I'm sure that the speaker and the National Assembly, the speaker would convene the meeting at the appropriate time and have that process completed.
The Canadian High Commissioner has said that citizens of Guyana should be, I think, vigilant is the word, in ensuring that the next elections are free and fair. It seems to hint that this election wasn't. What are your views?
No, the High Commissioner did not say that. He said nothing about, he said very clearly that the elections were free and fair. He said that to me privately, and I said that publicly too. And all the reports that we have seen so far, UNDP and everybody, they said the elections were one of the best managed elections, one of the most efficient elections, the election that was free and fair, an election that gave the result that is beyond doubt. And we are elected beyond a shadow of a doubt. All the reports point to election that is free and fair. All the reports also point to continuous improvement in the system, the new amendments that were made. But some of the reports went on to outside of its scope to speak about additional things that are required. And we have said as a government that there is a constitutional reform process undergoing, and more reforms will come, we're sure, from that process. But all, including the Canadian High Commissioner, privately and publicly, commended the Guyana Elections Commission and the work of the Guyana Elections Commission, and shouted from the top of the mountain that these elections were not only free and fair, but conducted in a way that was efficient, reliable, and the results was there. There was no doubt. There was no doubt from the inception that we have delivered as a government, and the people would reward delivery.
And any word on that cash bonus, Christmas?
Our government always delivers. And as I have said, there are a series of initiatives that I'll be announcing. And whilst you may restrict your thoughts to just a cash bonus, this government has a very elaborate agenda for the upliftment of your life, for the improvement of your life, for building prosperity for you, for building prosperity for your community, for empowering you, for giving you the opportunity to live a life that you have access to the best health care, best education, home ownership, reduced interest rate, access to low cost, low interest business development loans and grants with no collateral, access to textbooks, expanding school feeding program, expanded infrastructure, community infrastructure, building out facility to support women's health, whether it's cancer treatment, detection. So it's beyond. Don't narrow your thinking. Don't narrow your approach of life to just one facet of what the government will deliver. There are many facets of what your government will deliver to you, my darling. Thank you.